I've got some brand new TaylorMade putters for you today, guys. That's right, you've probably seen they have announced the brand new Spider GT family for 2022. It's 4 different types of models, and I've got 2 with me today, the Spider GT and the Spider GT rollback. And they all kind of come with somewhat similar technology, but very different designs. These are said to be their most stable angular putters ever. And if we look back to the Spider putters, the very successful Spider putter range, the innovation that's been involved in them for the last decade, going from these big chunky spiders all the way from the Spider Tour, Spider EX, and now we've got the Spider GT added to the family. There's some different designs in there for everyone, and there's got a lot of tour support from Rory McIlroy, Dustin Johnson. There's some very popular clubs. The main piece of technology in these putters, and this is going to be talked about before in some other brands, but it's really to make sure you've got some really high MOI, some stable putters. And what they've done is they've pushed all the weight out on all the putters to the ends of the club, so on the toe and the heel. They're saying that, especially on the Spider GT here, the weight is now on 80% on the right and left side of the club, so about 20% in the middle. If we go back to old Spider putters, in the middle there's about 40% of the weight. So this is supposed to be higher MOI, a lot more stable. A lot of brands have said stuff like this in the past, but alongside the Pure Roll 2 insert, this is quite an exciting prospect because the designs in there as well are slightly different. The Spiders of old, the big square putters, very different than these ones. And I'll talk about the GT first because you've got these very angular wings on the back of the club, a brand new mass pad as well that you can see when looking down at it. Not too much of a sightline in there, but that can be customized with my Spider. I'm personally not too much of a fan of it down at address, just because I would want a little bit more of a sightline with how large the mass pad is. It looks a little bit empty, is the word that I'd use. But what I will give is a massive compliment to TaylorMade in the design of all of the Spider GT range. If I just show you them now, for these 2 models, they come with a lot more class this year than other previous families in the Spider range. Spider putters, TaylorMade putters, I think come with a bit of commercialism because that's kind of TaylorMade's brand. If you're comparing it to Scotty Cameron, you never do, because Scotty Cameron oozes class. The Odyssey Toulon oozes class. These at a slightly cheaper price bracket never usually did, but the way these look now, the GT, making them fresh, fast, and a really nice looking club with that color scheme, I think this will impress a lot of people. They come with a standard Super Stroke grip, and I'll put the price on the screen for you right here. Does the price get backed up by the performance? I've had a go with these already, but before I give my thoughts, let's just have a go with it now here at Mannings Heath on the 3rd hole and just talk about the overall feel and performance of these clubs.
Better than most. Better than most!
I tell you what, colour me pleasantly surprised by these putters, purely because, I'm really impressed by just how these feel with the insert. Without a milled face, without grooves on the club, you would think maybe it wouldn't feel as good. And if I'm giving a direct comparison to, let's say, some of the Odyssey putters that were released this year, particularly the Tri-Hot, this is light years better in terms of feel. And when we're talking about a new technology, the high MOI, you can't really say, oh, it feels like it's got higher MOI. But then when you put it down to more forgiveness, I do think across the face, wherever you hit it, I have a real tendency to hit it out of the heel of the club because my stroke is absolutely disgusting to look at. But when you're hitting it out of the heel and out of the toe, you still have a very positive feedback to it. You're aware as where you're hitting it. If you're hitting it out of the heel, you do know. But it still rolls very true, which is really good to see because they have said this club is for everyone, these putters are for everyone, and the 4 models does give you a very decent choice. What I was saying earlier, saying that I didn't really like the actual just Spider GT, maybe it could be the flagship model. I thought I would prefer the rollback. I tell you what, this little thing here, I'm really impressed by it because I feel like I'm getting a really true roll on these greens. These are winter greens. They're not very good, I'll be honest, because we're in the UK and it's very, very cold. But I feel like I'm getting a really nice roll to it. And with the Strixon Z-Star Diamond balls that I'm using, a ball that isn't necessarily the softest ball in the world, it's very positive. You have also got the My Spider option with all of these products, meaning that you can customize them how you want, which is I think a real added bonus, especially for the Spider GT, because if you don't like the sight line, you may sometimes think, oh, well, that's me done. Not with these putters at all. What I mentioned earlier is the commercialism of these clubs, the way that they are flashy. These don't have a carbon face, unfortunately, no red markings apart from the nice little red logo that you've got on the club. But these now look a little bit more classical in design and a lot nicer to look at, really down at dress as well, especially the rollback. It's making it a lot more pleasing, and I think people will be a lot more proud to own a TaylorMade putter than previously. I think for the price, you're going to really struggle to find a better putter in terms of value for money here. Those are, from feel alone, right up there. And if you are looking for a new putter, those are definitely one to consider. If you've got one that's like a year or two old, there's not like massive improvements. There never really is with putters, but if you are looking for a putter, those are pretty decent. But there are so many putters now in today's market that it's very difficult to choose one. So that's where my job comes in here, because I think there's a few that I can compare these to. Most notably, maybe the Odyssey White Hot. I think that'd be a really good one to compare it to. Maybe the Cobra putters as well. But of course, you guys decide. So let me know down in the comments which ones you want me to compare it to. I've got those two models there. So a rollback and the GT, some quite interesting shapes. I think comparing it against the 3D printed Cobra putter would be a great test. So let me know down in the comments. Guys, that brings me to the end of this video today. As you can tell, big fans of the new Spider range here. It's got some real big design improvements, and the feel from the new insert, big plus. Let me know down in the comments what you think of it as well, and if you have enjoyed the video, leave a like too. If you are new to GolfMagic, hit the subscribe button down below to keep up to date with all of our videos. We've got so many coming, a lot of reviews, comparisons and challenges, so make sure you keep up to date with all of them. I've got a lot of comparisons to do with these putters, guys, and they'll be coming very, very soon. But until the next video, I'll catch you later.